Good morning, student. Welcome to the class 10. This is my first class to you, and I know that most of you doesn't have the textbook of class 10. Just to give you a just highlight about the books which you are going to study this whole year. This is the book which you are going to study, the Contemporary India 2. Contemporary India 1 you already studied in class 9. Now 10th you are going to study this, the Contemporary India 2. Now this is the highlights about the book. There is total 7 chapters. Total 7 chapters. Then each chapter is we are going to see about the resources of our country. So please, student, from chapter 1 to chapter 7 is interconnected. So from beginning it's better you to focus in the focus and understand the each chapter. So each chapter has its own very specifically the resources of our country we are going to study. Okay, now let's see the first chapter. The first chapter is about the resources and the development. In this chapter we are going to see in the two things, that first is resources and the second is the development of that resources. Okay, now let's see the first. What is resources? Resources, anything available in our environment which can be used to satisfy our needs, provided it is technologically accessible and economically feasible and culturally acceptable, can be termed as a resources. Student, please look at this definition carefully, that anything which is available in the environment which satisfy our need is resources. But these resources, three things you need to be focused, that it has to be टेक्नोलॉजिकली एसेसिबल. इस ऐसा नहीं हो कि इस हमारे पहुंच से बाहर है, राइट. टेक्नोलॉजिकली इट शुड बी easily we can get it. The second one, economically feasible. It is not that it's that resources is very high cost, at very that everybody is not able to afford it. So it should be very, everybody should be able to afford it. That is second, the economically feasible. And third, that culturally acceptable. It's not that resources you are using but which traditionally, culturally, socially which is harmful, that we cannot term that as a resources. So the three things very important, that technologically it should be accessible, economically it is feasible, and third, culturally it should be acceptable. Okay, this is resources. Now when we talk about the resources has a very close relationship with the human being. For example, water, land, these are the resources. It become a resources because in these resources human interference is there, human make it, human change it, right. If the human is not there, resources is no value for us, right. So therefore that human and resources has a very close relationship. Let's see this diagram. Look at the diagram, the human beings in the middle, then top, that nature, then the left side technology, right side institution, right. Now this is the human being which interact with the nature, then develop the technology and establish the institution. You talk about the office, you talk about the factory, you talk about the industries, right. This is which human being establish technology, any mechanical things, okay, any machine which is human being made it, right. So that that resources can be developed. So that's why this is the human being which in the three side with interact with the nature, develop the technology and establish the institution. So it is human being play a very important role. Now let's see the types of resources, because these resources are we categorize in a on the basis of different thing. The first one is on the basis of origin means suruat, right. On the basis of origin, it divided into two categories, the biotic and abiotic resources. Bio means life, right. So biotic resources are basically those resources which is living thing, for example plant, animal, including human being. These are the biotic resources. Abiotic resources are those resources basically which is non-living, okay, non-living thing, for example land, soil, mineral, water. These are some of the resources in our nature which is non-living thing, that doesn't have any life. Okay, so that comes under the abiotic resources. So on the basis of origin, biotic resources and abiotic resources. Now the next one is on the basis of exhaustibility. Exhaustibility means khatam hona, right? On the basis of exhaustibility, there are two categories. One is renewable. Renewable resources are those resources which we can use and we can use it again, we can create it again. Okay, look at the in the picture, wind energy which we generate from the wind, solar energy which we generate from the sun, uh, hydro electricity which we generate from the water. These are the resources which we use it, but it can be again make it, can be again create it. That is termed as a renewable resources, the resources which we can be produce it again, create it again. Okay, it doesn't finish off. The third and second next one is non-renewable. Non-renewable resources are those resources which once we use we cannot create it in our lifetime. Okay, once we use it, it finish off. We can create it, but it takes thousands of years. You and I will not dare to be witness their creation, क्योंकि इसे बनने में काफ़ी समय लग जाता है, 1000 years लग जाता है, तो हम you and I cannot be able to see that. So that is termed as non-renewable resources. Resources once we use that we cannot be created again, we cannot be generated again. Now the third one is on the basis of ownership. Ownership means malik, right? On the basis of ownership, the first one is individual resources. Individual resources are those resources which is owned by single person or individual. Okay, for example, the house you live. Okay, for example, the field, the paddy field, or the land which you inherit from your parents, from your family, that are called individual resources. Okay, second is community resources. Community resources are those resources which is owned by and used by a group of people together in the particular area. For example, burial ground. Okay, park, burial ground, and pond in the village. These are the resources which is used by the group of people, community together. Nobody is the owner, not single person is the owner, but group of people are the owner of that resources. That is termed as a community resources. National resources are those resources which is within the political boundary, that resources which is available. For example, the forest in India, land in India, rivers in India, that belongs to our resources, our country resources, national resources. Okay, so the national resources are resources within the given political boundary, that resources are known as a national resources. Now international resources are those resources which is not bound by any particular country. Okay, it is not bound by any particular country, rather that honor is combined of many nation. Okay, but many nation, many country, they own it together. Okay, not any particular country, any particular nation is the owner, but as a group of country are the owner of that. So this is on the basis of ownership, the third one. The fourth one is on the basis of development. On the basis of development, the first one is potential resources. Okay, potential resources are those resources which we identify them, but we are not able to use them at present. Okay, maybe because we don't have the up to mark or advanced technology to use that resources. So we have that resources, we identify them, we know that, but we are not using them at right now. For example, the uranium in Ladakh. Okay, the uranium in Ladakh, we know that uranium is there in the Ladakh, but right now we are not using them. And from uranium you can generate so much of power, right? So we are not using them. That is example I'm giving you for the potential resources. And second one is developed resources. Developed resources are those resources which we identify them, we know the present quantity, and we are using them. For example, the petroleum, coal, mineral. Okay, then water, we know how many water we have in our country. We know how, not exactly, but we have idea how much of petroleum we have in our nation, right? The coal, how much is available for our country. So according to that, we develop them and we are using them right now. Okay, we are using them at present. That is termed as a developed resources. Stock resources are those resources we stock them. Okay, हम उसको बचा के रख रहे हैं. Okay, right now that resources are, we are keeping it for the future. For example, if you talk about water, in chemical formula it is what, HO2, right? Water. Now if you separate hydrogen and oxygen, from hydrogen you can use an enormous thing, you can use so many things from the hydrogen, right? So now come back, if you look at the India, class 9 you already study the location, right? So our country, we have like so many of water bodies, right? We have inherited, we have so much of water bodies surrounded our country. So we can easily separate that HO2, that H and O2, we can separate. Hydrogen and oxygen can we separate, and hydrogen we can use it for the resources, right? But right now we have so much of water body, we have so much of HO2, but we are not able to do, we are not separating hydrogen and oxygen, and we are using them, right? So this is our stock, हमारे पास है, right? हमारे पास है, लेकिन हम अभी उसको कुछ कर नहीं रहा है, but that is called stock resources. The resources we have, but right now we are not using them. As I give you an example, because India is surrounded with by the huge water body, and when you talk about the water body, water is, if you see in the chemistry, it is a compound of hydrogen and oxygen, and if we separate the hydrogen and oxygen, how much we can make it out of this hydrogen, right? So that is stock resources. Now reserve resources are those resources we reserve it. Okay, we reserve it, and we could have been used them in a larger way, but we are not using them. For example, India, we have so many river system, right? Already you studied in the class 9. We are blessed with the so many river. Now when you talk about river, from river we can generate so many hydroelectricity, right? Now imagine each river have, if we generate the hydroelectricity, how much electricity we can produce in our country, right? So but we are not generating that much, we are not using that much resources from the river, right? So that is reserve रखा हुआ है, हम आगे फ्यूचर में हम यूज़ कर सकते हैं और भी ज़्यादा यूज़ कर सकते हैं. We are using, we have so many hydroelectricity power is there, hydel power is there, project is there, we could do more, right? That is on the basis of development. Now let's move to the next, resource development. Now we have been seen what is resource क्या है हमने देख लिया, राइट? रिसोर्स और ह्यूमन बीइंग का रिलेशनशिप देख लिया, और हमने देखा कि रिसोर्स को अलग अलग कैटेगरीज में डिवाइड किया, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ ओरिजिन, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ एग्जॉस्टिबिलिटी, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ ऑनरशिप, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ डेवलपमेंट, राइट? नाउ अब हम देखेंगे रिसोर्स को डेवलप क्यों करना चाहिए, right? Resource को डेवलप क्यों करना चाहिए? I gave you the few points. The first point is depletion, satisfying the greedy. If we are not develop the resources, अगर हम resource को develop नहीं करते तो ये क्या करते हैं, resource खत्म होते जाएंगे. Okay, especially like the renewable, non-renewable resources, it is going to be finished off, and it is only the group of people are only using them. Okay, that's why it is very important the resource has to be developed. Second, accumulation of resources in the few hand, rich and poor. Sorry. So here, because if we are not properly planned, if we are not properly develop the resources will be only with the hand of few people. जितना अमीर लोग यूज़ कर रहे, अमीर लोग ही यूज़ करेंगे, and because of that there will be so much of gap will be there. Rich will be more rich, poor will be more poor. The third point, exploitation of resources. Because of, if we don't have a resource plan, if we don't have a resource plan properly, the exploitation will be there. Exploitation मतलब एक टाइप से लूटना, right? So resource, because of the exploitation of resources, there will be so much of pollution. Okay, the degradation of land, degradation of the nature, degradation of environment. You talk about air, you talk about land, you talk about water, everything will be what, that quality will be reduced, it will be polluted. So it is very important the resource should be plan properly, develop properly. Okay, resource development. The next one is equal distribution of resources become essential, because resource development is essential इसीलिए ज़रूरी है क्योंकि resources जो है हर जगह एक समान नहीं है, कहीं पे बहुत ज़्यादा resources है, कहीं पे नहीं है, कहीं पे कुछ for example अरुणाचल में वाटर रिसोर्सेज इतना ज़्यादा है, okay, but other resources are not there, right? You talk about राजस्थान में विंड और सोलर एनर्जी इतना ज़्यादा हम जनरेट कर सकते हैं, बट वहाँ पे वाटर रिसोर्सेस नहीं है. सो this point talk about the equal distribution of resources become essential, because this distribution of resources are not equal. कहीं पे water resources है तो कहीं पे wind resources है, कहीं पे land resources है तो कहीं पे, so distribution जो है एक समान नहीं है, इसीलिए उसका resource का development is very important. The third one, last one is sustainable development. Sustainable development are the development while we are doing the development, that our resources should be maintained, our resources should be sustained. That is called sustainable development. I put this diagram. See, when we do a development, society should be able to tolerate. हमारा डेवलपमेंट के नाम पे ऐसा नहीं है कि सोसाइटी बर्दाश्त नहीं कर पा रहा है, राइट? सो सोसाइटी को टॉलरेट कर सकना चाहिए. डेवलपमेंट जब हो रहे हैं, द इन्वायरमेंटल शुड बी ड्यूरेबल मतलब ऐसा है कि हमारा इन्वायरमेंट, हमारा वातावरण जो है फ्यूचर के लिए भी ड्यूरेबल होना चाहिए. ऐसा नहीं कि डेवलपमेंट के नाम पे वी आर डूइंग राइट नाउ एंड आवर इन्वायरमेंट, आवर रिसोर्सेज इज फिनिश ऑफ, राइट? सो इट शुड नॉट बी. सो सोसाइटी should be able to tolerable, environment able should be durable, and economy should be fairly. Okay, so this is the, in a short, the sustainable development. Okay, if we don't have a development, resource development, we are not able to sustain the resources. So it is the last one is sustainable development. For the sustainable development, it is very important to have a resource development. Okay, now here comes children for your homework. The first one is, what is resources? Okay, second is not there, just you mark it. The what are the types of resources? Second question, what are the types of resources? The last question, what do you know about the sustainable development? Children, these are the homework, please do it, and I hope you are able to follow it. If you are not able to follow it, please students send me a message so that I'll able to know it. Okay, so see you in the next week with another video to continue this chapter. Thank you.